You have to smile, yes.
I have to smile.
Good evening, all. Welcome to more Tales from the Lost Emporium. I am.
Yay!
I forgot we're supposed to cheer, aren't we?
That's right. That's right.
Enthusiasm. That's right.
Yes, I am Bushy. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for some more Kids on Bikes adventures. Before we move over to our players, just a few quick shout outs. So first of all, Tabletop Audio, all this amazing music and the ambience and everything that you hear is all done by them. Go check them out on tabletopaudio.com. It's really cool.
Yay!
So Ross and Joe will get into it soon. It'll be, they'll be cheering as well.
I did a non-audio fist pump.
Okay. I feel like I'm carrying so much dead weight.
No, we're just going to leave you cheering all night, Gary.
I think is it just because you got close to the screen then, Gary? By the way, or have I just scaled your picture really wrong? Oh no, that's okay. Okay. Yeah.
No, his face is just huge.
I thought I just scaled you wrong.
I'm just so excited.
Yeah, just like. It's amazing, isn't it?
This introduction's going brilliantly.
Excellent.
This is my enthusiasm.
Oh God, poor Emma.
So, also then, now we can see Joe's enthusiasm is swelling. I knew
it's not just my enthusiasm.
Thank God it's just shoulders up.
Okay, so for our sponsors, first of all,
Shade
You've done one shout out so far.
For all of your gaming needs. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Lost
I know,
Boys
it was
Pizza.
good, wasn't it?
Why?
And Monkey's Imperium. Excellent. I noticed you didn't fist pump for any of them, Joe. I'm not too happy about that, but we'll.
I don't know why, but I think the jazz hands from Gary and Ross really made me feel like I didn't need to. It was too much enthusiasm.
So maybe at the end
as a
we
group.
can.
I like pizza. I like toys. So yeah, I'm in. I like tabletop sounds.
Okay,
I like shade
amazing.
and glass.
Sold.
He's giving out plenty of shade tonight. God.
But it's transparent glassy shades.
All right. So we are in episode 3 of Kids on Bikes, and we're going to do a quick intro of players, and then I believe we are back to Jonah Jones for the recap.
Oh, Gary, you always do the recap. You're so selfish.
I know, aren't I? Well,
Right.
confident I won't be doing a recap next time.
Mr. Minion G,
Lovely.
take us away, my friend.
Yay! Good evening. I am Minion Gary, and I will be playing Jonah Jones, the well-liked member of our little group of chonkies who hang out in Chonkies ISIS. I am the conspiracy theorist, hence Jonah Jones. Yes, he never leaves home without his special hat so no one steals his thoughts. It's an important piece of hardware. This available for sale from the Jones mansion anytime you want to pop by. Yeah, and that is
Very
me.
good, very good, Ross.
Thank you.
Next up.
Yes. So I'm playing Francis Chonk, the loner weirdo, and admirer of the Nog, because who doesn't admire him? Yeah, I think I'm doing all right at the minute. We're having a
Not a
good
therapy session, Ross.
I know, but I've been looking after the dog, maybe going into a couple of freezers and stuff, and yeah, all good.
The freezers. I am Joe. I'm playing the Nog, the brutish jock with a heart of gold and a terrible secret.
He hasn't decided yet. So.
That's
I haven't
why
decided
it's
what it
so
is or if it's terrible yet. But
All right, wicked.
so what's the
So,
secret?
we've
Even
got
I
through
don't know.
our introductions. Finally, well done, everyone. It's a very good Wednesday night. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's
So
my
for the
enthusiasm for
recap,
getting through that.
to Jonah.
Yes, well, it was an interesting time that we had after we'd found Clifford the puppy and realised he needed looking after. We took it in shifts, and the Nog very graciously took all of the night shift and may have neglected to feed Clifford, but it's because he put his head to other things, which was breaking into the mysterious locked freezer in the abandoned Chonky's Ices, which is where we like to hang out. And when Francis took over the daytime shift, the morning shift, to look after Clifford the puppy, it was very, very clear that it was, let's wait until the whole gang's here before going into the big walk-in freezer and finding the secret stash of goose milk that was used to make the ice cream. But obviously Francis, being fucking Francis, even though he had a pocket full of wieners, he neglected to feed Clifford, the poor dog, all night, all morning, no fucking food. But Francis went into the freezer on his own, got scared, bit of an incident. He found the tip of a human finger, just the tip, because Clifford was gnawing on it because he was so hungry. Anyway, then the Nog graciously rounded up the rest of us. He cycled outside of the Jones mansion, stripped down and oiled, which, yes, my parents are having words with Geraldine about that. It's not the sort of behaviour they've come to expect. I mean, I've told her that the Nog is very much Geraldine's friend. So, yes, and then we all got together and we finally got round to feeding Clifford and looking at the inside of the freezer. There was a jar of dead rats. There was, I can't remember, lots of other, some frozen out of date cheap knockoff cornettos, I believe. Dinosaur shapes or something. Turkey
What?
Twizzlers.
I don't remember this at all.
Well, maybe you should take some fucking notes in the future. Then you would remember. It would help with your memory, wouldn't it?
I feel like that's Gary coming through rather than the character.
I think you'll find I'm fully in character.
Jonathan Jones is turning into a Cockney gangster. You better start taking some fucking notes.
Yes,
son.
not
The
right.
nerdiest gangster going.
How's your fucking mum, eh? Yeah, she good? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going out. So, right, what happened after that? Oh, yeah. So, you lot all went off for, it was the last day of term and there was a big match that the Nog was going to play in. And I believe he massively cocked up the final score, even challenging them to a penalty shootout. And worst penalty ever. So the team lost. There wasn't much of a celebration, but everybody came back to Chonky's Ices whilst I was bravely looking after Clifford. And we'd noticed throughout the day that the Claraburg control unit van had been poking around, and that's when I noticed it was coming right up to Chonky's Ices. So I bravely put myself between Clifford the puppy and whoever was coming in, and we went and hid, and we stayed well hidden in the freezer. And then whoever it was left, then the gang got back together. We noticed there was a note left there, and it was got a strange message left on there. And Francis finally did something useful for once and cracked the code. And it turns out there was a message about meeting some guy called Cyrus at a Audio Fields record shop, which we know is run by Stevie Butler. And then Geraldine insisted on going off on her own, as it was at night, and she wanted to go and check out the billiard hall or something. Billiard club, because she wanted to go and see if the team was still celebrating, and she wanted to be seen there amongst the celebrations. And everybody else went home, I believe. I can't remember who was looking after Clifford.
That's right.
I think I may have taken him home.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Okay.
there we go. Done.
Very good.
I think I covered
Yeah, I think
the
so.
important bits.
I think you hit it all. That was very good. Well done, Jonah. Yeah. So
Thank you.
we rejoin back And quite rightly, as Jonah has said, last session we ended with Geraldine leaving the billiards club, having seen not much, whatever she was looking for, nothing really interested her, and she headed home. So, the three that are here this evening, a group question to start it off. What happened to Geraldine? Did she make it back in time? Was she abducted?
I think abducted.
So was that the Nog going for? I mean, if you've got
is there a
something else
secret
that you
third
want to
option?
propose,
She was hit by a bus.
a little bit serious there.
It was going 10 miles an hour. I say she got abducted. Do we get to say who she got abducted by?
No, that's for me to
Or is that for you to
help
decide?
along with the story.
I mean, it's a very leading question, but she's obviously got to have been abducted.
She was at the billiards club, which is mysterious. I think we're all in agreement. And it was at
Dressed
night.
like that as well.
I think she was in a
asking
shell
for-
suit, wasn't she? I'm not sure.
This is the 80s. That's exactly what I'm saying.
With neon leg warmers as well, I believe.
Oh, very good. Okay, so Geraldine. So, that happens throughout the night. You guys don't know any of this. You wake up in the morning. Jonah, you wake up, you go through your normal ritual. I'm assuming that, to be honest, your morning ritual doesn't involve dealing with Geraldine. Maybe, do you guys catch the, I don't know, like the school bus together or something, or...
I imagine your morning routine involves sneaking around Geraldine's bedroom.
No.
Watching her while she sleeps.
The au pair does a lot of looking after me. The crazy Belgian lady. She's well into chocolate waffles. She does most of the looking after of us. Don't tend to see father about much, or his latest floozy, whoever that may be. That tends to be the evening meal where we catch up. But yeah, this morning father was down in the kitchen and looking mildly distraught. I don't know what exactly is going off. It's hard to get anything out of him these days. He's busy with his business empire and keeping the town running. But yeah, I've not seen anything of Geraldine. That's not entirely unusual, but I would normally expect to see her at least skulking off somewhere with a stack of Belgian waffles to eat later. Maybe to give that poor emaciated Francis to try and fatten him up.
Okay, very good, very good. So, you, what are you doing with the dog?
Oh, it's got
With
its
the au
own,
pair?
it's got its own little corner in my bedroom, just underneath the ham radio set. Hashtag and colon. That's what we are now. He's called Colon. It's his handle.
Something that doesn't feel quite right about that, but we'll well,
Hey, I asked him what he would like to be called for his handle, and he immediately
Okay.
sniffed his butt. So there we
sounds
go.
yeah, sounds very very
Colon it was.
sensible. Okay, so you, with that, then with your normal morning, you head to school, but you don't, because the game was Friday. So
Yay!
It was the
Saturday!
holidays.
And it was the holidays as
this
well.
shows
wasn't it?
how much attention you're all paying.
Yes.
We could still head to school, but not go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
I
just
mean,
arrange to meet
sure,
up there.
what kind of squares are you guys?
Massive
Okay.
squares.
I'm definitely
All right.
headed to Chonky's.
Is
house.
Clifford going with you? Yes. So Clifford's going with you.
Yes.
All right.
I've got a basket on the front of my chopper now. Clifford's in there with a little blanket.
It'd be better if you were sat on the back, like with a little goggles and hat, like Biggles.
Um,
Okay. So you head over to Chonky's. The Nog, Francis, what does your morning routine consist of once you're out of school?
Few press ups, baby oil, straight on the bike, off to Chunkies.
Oh, I like it. So you feel the burn, then you put on the baby oil, yeah? Nice. Good.
Stare in the mirror for 20
Okay.
minutes and then off I go.
Excellent. Francis?
Mine's pretty boring. I just leave the house and go outside to find more sticks and marbles to play with on my lonesome.
I mean, it's not that boring because clearly you don't get dressed. So if you're walking around,
Oh no, I sleep in the same clothes that I wear on a daily basis because I'm so poor I can't afford anything else. It works as my covers for me.
I'd like it if you had one of those sleeping bag suits.
It's got a zip at the front,
Yeah,
right?
you get up.
Okay. Okay.
Flap at the
So,
back.
with that in mind, then you guys all head over to Chonky's, I'm assuming. So, let's say Jonah, you get there first. You've probably got a 5-minute spell before the other guys turn up. Is there anything you want to particularly do for yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to go and get some of those turkey Twizzlers
Okay.
for Clifford to slowly munch on throughout the day. I like to think that the first one will maybe be like an ice cream for him, and then slowly as it
Okay.
falls throughout the day,
Cool.
he's got some.
So
food
you
there.
get him some Twizzlers. I mean, you know,
I'm still convinced somewhere in the freezer there's a secret
Well, yeah,
stash
man,
of
because
goose milk.
you
So I will
guys-
have a bit of a poke around still.
you've been in the chest freezer, right? And there's no good.
Yeah, we did go in the. I think I
Okay,
went briefly in
okay.
the big one as well.
Well, you went into the
The
walk-in
hide.
fridge.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
okay,
where you
yeah.
found the hatch.
That's where we
right.
found the
That's
hatch,
right.
wasn't it?
Okay, so you get the food out. That's great. Everything's looking good. You guys turn up. The Nog, you turn up mere minutes before Francis turns up. I like to think that Francis has probably been following you on the way there, but just far enough behind you that he can just basically, you know, tail you all the way through. You know, every time you turn back round, look, and he stops and he's whistling like, and then carries on. All right, so you guys meet up for the day. As you know, you had a letter that gave the information to you. That should just be coming up on screen for those guys out there that are watching. For you guys, it was in the chat that I sent over, but if you are on the stream, you can also see it there. So it says, as you've deciphered it, that this is a simple test. You will need all your tools from all of your sources if you want to help. Your next message will be with Cyrus in audio fields. So that was the last thing that you kind of dealt with before you all went off for the game or avoided the game. The curious thing for you guys, maybe more for Francis, if you was close friends, is that Geraldine isn't here. And there is another member of your party missing. So, how do you guys approach? Is there any concerns? You don't care?
Well, yeah, Jonah, you should. Where's Geraldine? You should know, right? You guys live together. You're really close.
Well, you say close. We habit the same building, but we live very separate lives.
But I mean, surely you live in the same house. Like, how big is your house?
Huge. You've seen it. You cycled round it half naked the other day. Remember,
thought-
you had to change gears. quite a
I
few
thought that was
times.
an entire block, not just your house.
That's the house.
We can't call her because it's the 80s.
Well, I don't know. Father was about breakfast, which was unusual. He was muttering something. To be honest, I didn't really listen. He's not at his best in the mornings. I didn't think much of it. As far as I'm concerned, if I can have breakfast without seeing Geraldine, then all the better.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I have nothing further to add. No, I have nothing further to add. I was trying to come up with something, but no, nothing of value.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's funny that she's not bothered to turn up here. Francis, you and Geraldine are quite close. What's going on?
Not heard anything from her since when she went off on her own last night, and I went home.
You don't think something happened to her, do you?
Where was she going last night? She mutters a lot of times. I don't get half of what she says normally.
I think she was going to the billiards club, right?
Billiards club?
Yeah, that's what she said to me.
Why would she go there?
Well, to play billiards, obviously.
To adults only.
That's true.
I
think
don't know enough about.
She
the
just
billiards
wanted to have a poke around. Anything going on? You know, after we got that weird message.
Yes. Well, I mean, we could always take a cycle down that way. We've got to see a Cyrus bloke at Audio Fields. I've heard the latest Madonna EP is out, so it'd be a good chance to go and pick that up.
Madonna will never get old. I love her.
She's amazing.
She will never outstay her welcome. And
Nope.
Be horrendous to look at. No, never.
Okay, good.
I think the only thing Madonna could do to ruin herself would be to do a horrendous Bond theme.
Well, who would want to do a Bond theme?
I know.
Let alone star in a Bond film.
Right.
I mean, before we
yeah.
leave, are we missing someone else?
Nope. I can't remember Danny's character's name.
Dustin Myers.
Justin,
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that's a
He's a
good...
friend of ours.
Well, let's try and raise him on the radio. Come on, Nog, I'll show you how to use it again after you
I know how to use
messed
the
it up.
radio.
Go on then, let's see you try.
For
Do I need to
using
roll
the
for that?
radio, yeah,
For
man.
using
Give me
the
a
radio.
brains roll.
No, fuck. Got him.
3. Okay, yeah.
3.
It's
No,
1.
it's not 3. No, it's
Okay.
1. My dice is weird.
Okay.
It's the bottom of my
Oh, it's the horrible D4.
All right.
Boo.
So yeah,
Boo,
you
D4.
kind of, I don't know, shove Jonah out the way. Yeah. You kind of
smash it on the
grab
top.
it, and you're talking into it, but you're not really pressing the side of the button to activate the radio. So, you know, Jonah's rolling his eyes as he can just hear this static constantly, and you're just kind of yabbiting away. I don't know, talking about what do you talk about? Big Mama.
Big Mama.
Okay.
Just shout, Big Mama's
So-
here. Big Mama's here. Look at
So
Big
you
Mama.
guys, you put up with this. Jonah, how confident do you feel in telling Nog that he doesn't know what he's doing and to do one?
Well, I know he's the captain of the team and is used to receiving a lot of praise and being the best in his field. So I probably, although Jonah can be a bit snidey, he is actually friends with the Nog. I think it's more like gentle encouragement. So I'll probably point out the things he has done right. It's just like a
You're
yes,
continuing to
Nog,
breathe.
that's good. Well done on using your call sign, as we talked before. Your handle, that's very good. Maybe talk a bit slower. And
Big Mama's here.
if I could just interject a little bit, there's a
Well,
couple
I'm a
of,
nice guy. Yeah, of course you can help me.
yeah, there's a couple of switches you need to switch on, like
The
maybe-
power.
yes, the power. Well done. You see, we're making progress. This is very good.
I love the
Nog.
background
You're
music's
already getting
ratcheting
better.
up as you're explaining this.
Yeah, swelling.
Would you like me?
Make Gary roll for this as well, because I want to see you get it wrong as well now. Roll a 1 on.
I
Oh
know,
yeah,
well, I'm rolling a
absolutely. So,
D20.
so if he goes to do it,
There's still a 1 on a D20.
There is a 1 in it, but it's followed by a 6, so that's a 16.
So yeah, so quite deftly, really, in comparison to yourself, Nog. Jonah kind of flicks the switches and gets through. So what do you put out there, Jonah?
I can't remember what Dustin's handle was. It will be
Sparrow.
it'll be whatever Dustin's handle. So, hello, Red Sparrow. Hashtag calling. Radio check over. Hello, Red Sparrow. This is hashtag calling. Radio check over. I went. I know why you might not be able to. Hello, Red Sparrow. This is hashtag and colon. Radio check over.
Nice. Nice.
And then I check and I go, well, we're definitely 5x5, so it seems like that maybe he's not switched on, which is very unusual for him. Okay, well, no, that's 2 we should look into. I don't know, maybe Dustin's got in trouble with his parents. You know, they can be a bit overbearing at times.
Do you so as you go through this, Jonah, what's your process with these ham radios? Do you leave them on so you can hear different chatter and different call outs?
Yeah, so there's a couple of channels that Jonah's definitely tuning into a lot to get his the latest update on the theories, and he's got a very detailed notebook by the side of any ham radio that he does. So he's always ready to write down stuff. So he's happy to leave it. Sometimes it's just static playing, but every now and again he thinks he might get a secret message come through.
Excellent stuff. Good to know. All right, guys. So yeah, so you kind of hit that time where you don't really know what's happened to either. You haven't had much of a call. So what do you get up to? I'm gonna say you're hitting around 10 a.m.
I'm gonna just before. Well, I assume we're gonna head out and swing by the billiards club just to have a look. But I was gonna go and have a look in the freezer at that hatch to see if there's any changes or
yeah, man.
if we can recognize it's been opened at any point.
So you go into the fridge, into to where the hatch was. It kind of. So for you guys, it doesn't look like anything's been disturbed. Well, actually, I tell a lie. Sorry. So for the Nog and for Francis, the turkey twizzlers have been disturbed. Okay. Yeah, man, because they're just on the side, like so they would have been grabbed and kind of the box has been, I don't know, ripped open. There you go. Jonah's been showing off his strength. So that's kind of the only thing you can change from the outside.
Someone's been here. Looking
at the hatch itself, and you would have noticed this from the first time round, it looks like it's been in use more than the rest of the fridge. So maybe not like constantly, like several times a day active, but there's definitely kind of the marks around where it's been almost like dusted or cleaned around the edges, where these kind of frost bits have gathered and stuff like that. That seal around the hatch looks kind of clean. And the number pad definitely looks super clean in comparison to the rest of it.
I mean, looking at that, it would come back to us that Dustin had said he was going to go and do loads of research into how to dust for fingerprints and forensics, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, because we're going to look at what numbers we'd be impressed with.
Yeah, so maybe he's gone to the library to do some research on his own.
Can I just give a massive tug on the hatch to see if it's open?
Yeah, man, sure.
Would budge in
give
any
me
way?
a strength roll. Strength, brawn. Yeah, sure.
Is that brawn?
Cool. Yeah. So
16.
you kind of give this real, jock tug, and kind of set your feet like you're doing kind of a deadlift. and pull and give a real kind of strong pull up, and you're not sure if it's the handle or if it's the hatch itself, but you're kind of feeling like something's starting to give. It doesn't give wholly, but you kind of feel that, you can kind of just feel that ease of tension almost. And then
It's like when Captain America tries to lift Thor's hammer
yeah,
the first time.
Well, the theory is that you could always lift it and chose not to, so you didn't embarrass Thor.
it's 100% the right answer there, Joe. Well done.
So the Nog's choosing not to lift the hatch.
The Nog's in on it.
Just the story along.
So it doesn't it doesn't open up, but these, I don't know, you kind of, when you step back and look at it, you're like, that looks, the height from the floor of the hatch, that looks bigger than it was before to you. You guys are all there, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this, and you guys at home will be able to hear this. But whilst you've spent some time, I'm going to say, Francis and Jonah, you kind of watched the Nog go about this, and maybe he had his first try where he was just getting the kind of the measure of the length of it and stuff, for pulling up. So you've been in there a couple of minutes, and then from the ham radio you hear
Wasn't paying attention to the dots and dashes.
Does anyone know Morse code?
Play that again.
so the line goes back to static.
Oh.
Now it's not, it's not too unusual, I guess, to get things like that coming through, in different bits and pieces. But yeah, it's it's just something for you to think about there.
Right.
Can we go back to the radio and try and hail whoever it was that did it? Because I'm guessing they're on.
Yeah. So whatever channel you've left it on, right? That will be, you'll be there.
So yeah, Jonah will make a note of the time and the fact that a message came through on that channel, just so that we can tune in and try and hit it, because it might be that it's broadcast automatically at a time. So
Okay.
we know to look out for that.
Cool.
While those guys are doing that, can I take one of the knockoff cornettos and can I open it up so that you get, the top bit where it's all sticky? And I'm going to smear it on the keypad.
Okay, nice.
So it makes the keypad a bit sticky.
Where they've been
If someone was to come back,
okay.
you'd notice where they'd been
Very
pressing.
good. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then I'm going to throw the cornetto down for Clifford to eat.
No, it's not good for dogs to eat ice cream.
He can eat the cone. It'll be fine.
There might be chocolate in it. You could kill him.
It was strawberry.
Strawberry, I think you'll find.
Strawberry.
Yeah,
That was it. Yeah.
that was
Strawberry. That was
It's
it.
not even just fake cornettos; it's fake fruit as well.
Made with
Yeah.
100% goose milk.
Yeah, yes, I fucking knew it.
I mean, you claim it's goose. It looks like it says soya on it, but who makes milk out of soya?
Well, soya,
Name
wasn't
of
that
the
an
goose.
ancient Latin for goose? I believe it is.
Okay, cool.
I think Dustin would be the only one to call you out on that fact. But
Everyone else believes it.
I can imagine the dog now. Oh, look at that soya. Like, what?
yeah, there's a flock of soya.
Amazing. All right, cool. So this kind of happens. You go back. You just make a note of the channel, right? The wavelength, yeah, and the time. Okay.
And the
Okay,
time
cool.
that it came through.
So it's 11 minutes past 10 when that comes through, or when you get back to the ham radio.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to start blasting out dips and dops on the radio. dips and dubs, noises. I'm guessing there's like a Morse code button on a ham radio, and I would know that, knowing that I do ham radio. But just start pressing buttons, so it sounds like in my head it sounds like Morse code.
I mean, go.
And I mean, yeah, I'm more than happy to humour him and go, yes, well done, Nog, yes. You found the right button, very good. Only on the 5th attempt.
Okay,
good,
cool.
Very good. And you plugged in the handset this time. This is all good progress.
I mean, we talk on ham radios all the time, so actually.
So okay, guys. So what's next for you? So, I guess Francis, it's up to you whether you want to talk to the guys and tell them what you've done about the cornetto. I guess that's fine. It's absolutely fine.
But at the same time, I don't want them to then go and ruin it. So I'll mention something about not to touch the keypad, but I won't tell them exactly what I've done.
Oh, but no, you've just set up.
Yeah.
I really want to touch the keypad.
well, easy there now. So, Francis, why shouldn't we touch the keypad?
Because.
Just tell us, you bitch.
I love.
Fine, go on then. I'll tell them.
In the first
instance,
Nog's like, "Oh, I'm a really nice guy. I don't get angry with them. I'm like, yeah, please help me." It's like, just tell me, you bitch.
I'm a gentle giant.
You forget that it's me playing the character, and I forget constantly that.
I love it.
Channel those good vibes.
I love it.
Please tell me, you bitch.
Amazing.
I believe yo bitch is ancient Mayan for best friend.
Who was a Greek philosopher.
All right, so you guys let him know. I mean, either way, now you've said don't touch it, they could go in and look at it and they will see that there's ice cream smeared over. Like strawberry sauce and ice cream smeared over. Maybe with a kind of dodgy looking pine nut or something that's on there. So that's on there. You guys are all doing this. You're talking about it in the front, and you hear the sound of a vehicle pulling away. Not like a tires screeching, going crazy, pulling away, but like it's been sat there being idle for a little bit, and then it's moved off. You know, the engine's started back up, and off it's gone.
Does it sound like a car or a van?
Good question, Nog. Good question. Tell me, what is your knowledge of automobiles? Are you a big automobile fan?
So car go brrrr,
okay,
van go brrrr.
So for you it sounded more like a van.
Okay. I mean, those impressions, I'm glad you took from it that I know about cars, because that could have just been I hear noises.
I feel you.
Okay. Would we, from the sound of
run
it,
to the doorway and look? Maybe?
I'm more thinking, well, yeah, all right, let's do that. So it sounded like a van. I know that there was a van knocking around before.
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah, the windows are aboard. Are there any slits in the windows that we could see through? Like, I know they're boarded up, but could we see
I
through
mean, you
maybe
could
a whole
try.
gap
You're
window?
probably quicker getting to the door. Yeah,
Okay.
just because it's all boarded up and stuff. Like the gap that you would have to look through is negligible. Okay,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
really
make
smash the
it
door.
to the doorway. In fact, to decide whether you see anything, give me a flight roll.
Yes.
Ooh,
6.
10. That's an exploding dice plus 2.
And Francis, what was yours? 2. Okay. Francis, I mean,
He slips
well,
on the
yeah, I
cornetto.
mean, it's partly that, right? And also, he's not at breakfast, so you know his blood sugar's still a bit low, and you know he's still waking up. You know,
Sleeping bag. It's got a hop over. 'cause
the
it's
nog
missing.
primed partly slides because of his baby oil, and partly just sprints ahead of everyone else and gets there. So yeah, you guys all get to the door. Kind of the nog. When you get there, you see the back end of what looks like a white van turning the corner and going round the corner, and just out of sight, I guess, as Jonah, you turn up, and then finally, then Francis, you kind of
See a
get
cloud
there,
of dust.
probably sounding like, what did I see? What was it? You know.
Francis, and I reach into my pocket and pull out 2 Belgian waffles and go, I believe breakfast is served.
Okay. I'll begrudgingly take them off you, Jonah. Oh, that's too quick.
Okay. So
It's definitely. There's 4 at the end. There's 3 dots at the beginning.
Yeah, it goes.
One back to the radio. Note down the time.
frequency is still the same.
Frequency's
Yeah,
still the
this,
same,
the
I'm
channel
guessing.
is still the same that you've picked. The time now is 10:21.
It's every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
definitely wait at the radio
Cool.
for 10 minutes with
Very good,
pen and notepad
very
ready.
good. Is everyone waiting? What are you guys doing? I mean, so I guess from a group perspective, you're not all into Morse code and ham radios, right? So is this fair? And this is something for you guys to agree as a group. Is this something that you would have been used to there? So it's not unusual, or is it like, ooh, actually, why are we getting this through to the ham radio at Chonky's? We only use it as a, like a two-way walkie-talkie style.
I've probably heard it come through because I've been messing around with
Cool.
them and never really realised what it is.
I'd say I wouldn't because I don't think I own a ham radio at home, given the fact that my mum got sacked and we have no money. So it's only ever been at it's only ever been at Chonky's where I've seen the ham radio. So I don't think I've ever heard it before up until recently.
And whilst, I mean, Jonah is an absolute ham radio nut, and because of his conspiracy theory, he's into all forms of communication. He's definitely used to more voice chatter on the radio, but he's happy to decipher anything.
So I mean, up to you guys. I think all I was trying to understand from you there is how happy would the others, so Francis and the Nog, be kind of going, oh, we've got to sit here another 10 minutes just to try and get this,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that, Jonah, you would explain to us, or hopefully explain, this is something that will happen, or,
It's
your
likely to
theory.
be it's likely to be a repeating pattern. So there was a 10-minute gap. So why not we wait 10 minutes, see if I can make a note of this message, and then it gives us something. It's only 10 minutes, guys. Feel free to pet the puppy. Clifford's in need of some attention.
Can I go and have another go at the hatch? Or can I just as more like a workout
sure,
type
man.
thing to keep
Go for
myself
it.
up?
Give me another brawn roll. 7, cool. Yeah,
7.
like whether Francis has put some ice cream on the handle as well, your grip's not quite as strong. Maybe it's the body oil or something.
Fucking
Body oil,
Francis.
baby oil. But you're definitely not as you're not feeling as kind of buff and as pumped to pull it this time round. So
Maybe I'll start
Alright,
punching like a hanging piece of meat.
So yeah, so the Nog's gone full Rocky.
Rocky style.
So for you two sat there waiting for this Morse code to come through on the radio, you hear the static, and you start to hear the static goes off. You know, like when somebody connects on the ham radio receiver. Kind of hears like there's something that tries to come through. Almost, I haven't got a recording or anything for you, so I can't give you that. But it's almost like it's the very start of words. So it's like
like the mic isn't quite functioning correctly.
You know, you can't really make out, and if you weren't sat both being so attentive to what was going on, you'd probably miss it for just the static. But there's definitely those breaks in there where it seems to be, you know, grabbing this receiver on the side of the handset. The 10 minutes goes past though, and there's no further messages that come through. There's no Morse code that comes through. Francis, you seem to be shaking your head.
You
and
bastard.
It's like you expect me to give you all of these things.
I'm so going back and watching the stream, right? I mean, I'm good. You know, Jonah, photographic memory and hearing. Did I not mention that bit? Right?
I mean,
those alien
photographic memory is no good for audio.
Directed back
sure.
Yeah, but he's, you know, he's
he
kinesthetic,
sees
so he sees sounds. Yeah.
It's a lot of his hidden talents that Jonah seems to have only just come out.
He sees sounds. He tastes colours.
All right, so. I'm going to say you're looking at about 16 minutes now. And there's still nothing else that's come through this static. Even after that bit in the middle where you kind of heard the breakup and like somebody was trying to talk, there's been nothing. It's just been static.
Only you said this was going to happen again. I'm getting bored now.
Yes, well, clearly it wasn't quite as it's not a cyclical broadcast like I thought it probably would be, given that there was two within a 10-minute window. So why don't we get on with tracking down where Geraldine and Dustin are, and then we can come back and spend all evening by the radio if needs be. Let's I believe we said we were going to check out the billiard club, or head down that way. So why not head there and see if we can spot any sign of Geraldine?
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, you guys head over towards the billiards club.
Well, before that, I would like to go, Chonkies, mount up, because obviously Young Guns is out very soon at the cinema.
And I refuse
That's been on
to
the
do
trailer.
it. Absolutely not doing it until you say sorry for saying that to us.
I'm like, yeah, I see you're playing the Emilio Estevez to my Charlie Sheen. You know they're brothers in real life, right? But hey, let's get on with it and let's just jump on our bikes.
Even as Joe, I don't know what you're talking about. Snug.
They are actually brothers. True story. They were both in Young Guns as well.
And we're in Young Guns.
Yes. Okay. So the chonkies mount up, and
Yay!
Unless that's the name for Gary's test.
It's more concerning as he has to mount them.
So
But the money's bikes.
when Clifford's not in that basket, that's where they go.
Throw them over the shoulder.
Right. Anyway, so you head off. Yes, incidentally.
No, I can't.
Gary, you're just going to tell us about your personal life then?
No, but there's this week. I've researched a new word. It's not a new word; it's an old word, but it's really good. So, Rantalian, and Rantalian is a name for a gentleman whose sack hangs lower than the sausage. So, I believe it's an old Shakespearean insult. He goes, "You sir are nothing but a Rantalian."
Why did you research that? Did you need a name for how you are?
No, actually, it's sort of linked to you, Joe. After you said, "Can we use the C-bomb?" last time, and it was like, "What could we use instead of the C-bomb with that?"
I don't think that was my exact phrasing, Gary.
No, but I'm not going to go there because you, sir, are a Mantalian.
Okay.
So it was, what could we use instead?
So
it's not such a feminine,
imagine
derogatory
that this is a
sense Adam's trying to
conversation
move us
that
along.
actually Jonah is probably giving to you guys as
Mantalian. We'll
you know,
catch on. Mark my words.
as
Just
he's
like
trying to
hashtag.
show himself to be the kind of the grown up.
I imagine it's followed by wait for me, come on, let me keep up.
Change into second gear with the big gear stick on the chopper.
Right. Now we've gone past sacks and gear sticks and everything else. You're feeling suitably teenage buoyed by it all, and you know, you're having a good time and giggling, and you get over towards the billiards club, and again, it's kind of early in the morning, and it's got on the front of the door a little sign that says closed for maintenance. Doesn't say anything else, and for you guys, you don't really know if this is unusual or not, because, well, to be honest, because it's been adults only, you've never really cared about looking at it. Cool.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
you
the
go.
door.
You go to push the door open, and it's locked.
What is it? Is
Yeah,
it other
man, so
windows? Is
you
it
can
just
go
like a
around
big,
it.
Can we see in a window?
So if you think of what would be the best way to describe it? So just kind of like a quite a squat square building. It's not that pretty to look at. You know, it's got like a Claraburg billiards club across the top in like a neon. You know, the kind of the old gaudy neon signs. That's off at the minute because it's daytime. You know, and around the side they've got windows. So if you remember
Okay.
last episode, that's where Geraldine was going to look round. They're kind of higher up. You know, Geraldine's quite tall, so the Nog you can probably see. Francis, Jonah, I don't know how tall you guys are, but I'm thinking not too tall.
What's right? I'm gonna do a quick recce around us. Is there anyone around us? Is it just us? Is there
Excellent.
other people in the
Good
vicinity?
stuff. So there's kind of a milling of people around. You so the billiards club, it's not quite bang in the centre of the town square, town centre, however you want to call it. But it is, you know, it's close enough to be near kind of some of the shops and stuff. So, you know, like Audio Fields, where you've mentioned a couple of times, isn't too far away. So there's a general milling about behind the billiards club, however, and kind of what's in the middle of all of the shops is this kind of local car park. And it's reasonably well maintained because all the shops kind of add a little bit of something into it, is your assumption. You know, it's all kind of group maintained. It's got the nice things. So you can hear people behind the wall to kind of get that that noise coming through of a kind of a normal Saturday. There's nobody seemingly around the billiards club on the inside. I'm not going to make you roll for anything. In fact, before I do that, what are you two doing, Jonah and Francis? So the Nog, I assume, is going kind of like around the building. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah, just having a
So
good look
Francis, Jonah, you've seen him try and open the door, and then what's the next plan?
Is there anywhere natural to put your bikes down as such? Whereas if Geraldine had rode there last night, where would she have put her bike down type thing that stands out?
So there's not really around here. Probably the closest thing is kind of like on the street. So maybe like to one of the railings, or you know, maybe like
Right, okay.
I'm gonna say in the street. Excuse me. I'm gonna say in the street there's kind of those bike racks that they have every so often. But there's nothing directly around the billiards club. what you can see, it's kind of a loop round the billiards club, but it's more, truth be told, it's more like a big alleyway than it is kind of a street round. You can get all the way around, and it looks like at one point they probably had it gated off or something, but that's kind of, it's old and it's broken. There isn't a gate or a door there anymore to it, so you can walk all the way around.
Okay. And I assume we haven't bumped into
Not yet,
Geraldine's
not that
bike
you've seen.
at all. Okay.
I think she's still in there. I don't trust this place.
I mean, Jonah's going to stay with the bikes because he's got Clifford
Alright.
in the back.
Oh yeah,
Again.
of course.
So he's happy to stay and guard the bikes, but actually he just wants to
Alright.
fuss Clifford.
Okay, I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
the most secluded area. Are there any rocks on there?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Like, there's stones and stuff. You're looking to smash a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's stones around. There's not like rocks that you could like, you know, like hammer a window with, but there's stuff you could probably throw at them. Before we do that, Francis, what were you doing?
I was just mulling around basically to see whether or
Okay,
not there
cool.
was any sign of Geraldine's bike or anything around the area that would give us an idea as to where she
All right.
had been
Wicked.
last night.
So, what happens for you guys is, and this is the nog that finds this, is you kind of, you head round the back and you start to go and find stuff that, you know, to break a window. And amongst some of the kind of the debris and some cardboard boxes and stuff, you see a trainer.
Oh.
You do recognise
Do we recognise the trainer?
The trainer, or footwear, because I don't know quite what they would wear, so I'm gonna, you know, but it belongs to Dustin, not to Geraldine. And right there, we're going to take a quick break for 5 minutes, and we'll be back. Exactly that, my
Leave 'em wanting
friends.
more.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone that's been watching. Come and get involved in the chat and all that good stuff. If you figured out the Morse code already, everybody jump straight onto the Morse code. So that's cool. Yeah. Well,
So
it may
watching
turn up a
back
bit
the
more
start
depending
of
where
the
you get
stream.
to, right? So, yeah, cool. We'll be back in, what, 5 minutes? Wicked. All right, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
See you soon.
Hi. Welcome back. Thank you again for sticking around and joining us for more Kids on Bikes fun. We are in episode 3 of our Kids on Bikes campaign / one shot / thing. It's 1984. We're in a small town called Claraburg. We have with us Jonah Jones, who is a conspiracy theorist. We have Francis Chonky, Francis Chonk, okay, who is a loner weirdo. And we have the Nog, and I can never remember the Nog's actual name. Bruce Noggins.
Bruce
Let me
Noggins.
check. Bruce
And he is a
Noggins.
jock. So we're going to dive back into the action where we left off. Is the guys had come looking around the billiards club because Jonah's sister Geraldine, who's usually with us, has been missing for the morning. We don't quite know where she's gone to, but also Dustin, who's another one of their friends, is also gone. Where we left is that they were just getting around the back of the billiards club when the Nog found a shoe trainer. I kind of feel like Dustin would wear shoes, but I want to say sneakers. Brogues.
No, I'm going to say they're brogues.
All right.
He's got really... Yeah.
Oxford's.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Yes, Oxford's. You know.
I prefer brogue to an Oxford.
So that's where we pick up. So yeah, so you find this, you do recognise it. It's definitely Dustin's, or it's definitely looks like the ones that you've seen Dustin wear. I guess other people may wear the same shoes. Oh well, there you go then, right?
It's definitely Dustin.
Yeah. So
it's just in a pile of
So
rubbish
like
that we found.
debris, I guess, kind of like cardboard boxes, bits that have kind of fallen out of the rubbish, the big waste units that they've got.
So I'm going to have a look through to see if there's anything else we can. I'm going to shout the other guys over and say I've just found Dustin's shoe.
So are you down the side of the building or around the back?
Remind me, because I was looking for the most secluded spot to start.
Yeah,
smashing
so
away.
I'm gonna say
guess
you kind of
wherever I
got to you got to like the back corner, kind of around there, anywhere across the back, I guess.
So yeah, Jonah won't come running then.
I
'cause
mean,
he's
the
still at
Nog
front
will
of the
shout
bikes.
pretty loud because he's used to bellowing on, the bowls field. So.
I have no social awareness.
With that being said,
Oh,
I've just had a dice
no.
emergency. Give me 2 secs.
What possible emergency? Oh, we can say what we like about it. No, it's not here.
So,
I always like Gary. So where are you, Francis? You said you're skulking around, right?
I was skulking around, so I've obviously heard you.
me. Yeah.
I've come sprinting. By sprinting, it looks more like a power walk.
I'd love it if you've got that Olympic style.
Yeah.
Feels more
The
like
Nog
a
needs me.
pizza
The
thing.
Nog needs me. Maybe he needs a drink. That's all he's calling for.
That's the code for I need a drink. I found Dustin's shoe.
Yeah.
It's one of your lacrosse plays.
Would anyone else on the street have heard him shouting?
Maybe.
Did anyone on the street
Probably
care?
not. Like
Is another
maybe.
question.
Maybe.
It's teens. It's teens
Okay,
shouting.
Francis, I
right?
found Dustin's
So-
shoe. Probably just talking about their drugs and their not even PlayStations, it's the 80s.
Game Boys.
Trims.
Oh yeah, Spectrum.
Sorry.
Actually, talking about the latest Madonna E EP.
Is this one of the tracks? Dustin's shoe.
Where are we? Is it Material Girl maybe that we're
That was one of the first ones, wasn't it? Material Girl.
I feel like we're going slightly off
is
track.
it Vogue. I think Vogue's a bit too late.
What do you mean you found a shoe?
I don't know how else to phrase it.
Well, where was it?
Material Girl was 1984. It was in the. It was just in this pile of rubbish here. This generic debris.
I'm going to kick the debris a bit. See if whether I uncover anything else.
Looks like we're sponsored by Tango at the moment.
Other brands are available.
Hey, if they want to get in touch, Tales from the Lost Emporium isn't too fussy.
All right, so
Go on, sorry, you kicked the debris, yeah.
cool,
Yes,
man.
so
So
kick the
I
debris.
imagine the Nog's kind of been moving stuff around as well as he shouted. So yeah, you start looking through
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
There doesn't seem to be anything else that you can see of Dustin's there, nor of, I guess, of anybody else you recognise. There's bits there, like there's kind of like old suspenders that have been tossed out. You know, there's like clips for name tags. There's some white gloves, not, you know, stretchy gloves that you might have a procedure done with, but white gloves of maybe like, you know, to polish.
Like,
not to polish Michael Jackson,
That's
but
not a white
but
Shaman.
to polish billiard balls is what I was
Polished
going to
any
say.
evidence?
Hey, if the glove fits. I mean, how many references can we get in there?
Can I?
I thought we
God.
weren't going to
Silly.
talk about paedophiles on this round. On this game.
Yeah. Can I subtly try and pick up some of the suspenders and go to put them in my backpack?
Hey, what are you doing with those suspenders?
Well, that's why I want to do it subtly. So I don't want to make
You
it
know,
obvious. So I don't
you
get
know
questioned.
suspenders are bases, right?
Yeah.
Still makes you
yeah,
bright,
man,
but,
for
you know.
sure. Give me.
Yeah.
Brains, I guess. Would it be how small? Would it depend on what you're doing, Ross? Are you trying to distract me, maybe?
Just while you're ferreting around looking for more stuff, I kind of want to just bend down as if I'm tying up my shoelace or something.
All right,
and just
give me a charm
pick
roll,
them
man.
up and throw them in my backpack. Oh, come on. Jump's a D4.
3.
That's what I was getting
that's
at.
all
Are
right.
you trying to trick me, Yuri?
So, I mean,
Yeah.
What if he rolls
but-
against me?
what? So that he's actively rolling against you? I mean, you
Yeah,
can.
to see if.
Well, yeah, I'm
Unless you
just
were going to say
like,
he passes him.
yeah,
I'm
no.
just trying
So I was just
help
going to
Ross
say,
out
like,
one.
unless I guess for me, unless the Nog would be actively watching what you're picking up, like you can do it surreptitiously enough to go. It's only if you, I was going to say it's only if you rolled like a 1 that you're like, I'm just going to put these
Francis, I don't care what you're
suspenders
doing.
away
That's fine then.
very slowly. Cool,
They might come in handy.
very good.
Or I might be wearing them.
All right.
And do we know whether the shoe, trainer, sneaker, whatever we're calling it, is left foot or right foot? Or does it not really matter?
Ooh, what do you want it to be?
Be important.
Left?
All right.
Yes, I was going to
Cool.
say left as
It's-
well,
it's
but I
the
don't know why.
left. Yeah. It's the left shoe.
Right, it's too obvious.
Oxford, Brogue, trainer, sneaker, whatever we're calling it.
Ballet shoe.
All right.
Okay. So is there anything else? Do we find anything else in the...
No, man.
amongst
I
the
mean,
shite?
like, I guess so. You were going there to look for Geraldine, right? So it's throwing you out a bit that there is something there that you recognise in Dustin's. But yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that you can see from Geraldine or Dustin that you kind of recognise as being theirs.
Right. This is dodgy enough. I'm going in. I'm going to look for the heaviest throwable object around.
That would be Francis.
I've got my slingshot and marbles in my backpack.
Ooh.
Could use that if you wanted to.
I'm going for brute. Oh, okay. Is there like a brick or rubble
yeah.
around Adam that we could?
Yeah. So if you want it, so make me, I guess, a. Do you know what? I'm gonna say make me a fight roll, man, because you've got to hit this with intent. So.
Okay. Yeah. 12. D12. Which one's that? Just talk amongst yourselves. There we go.
All right. Cool.
7.
So you find something. I guess Jonah's not with you still. So you find this. It's not quite. I guess like half a brick, that kind of size. And do you throw it or do you use it to smash it? Like, do you hold it as a hammer style?
Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I've got my lacrosse stick. I'm going to launch it.
All
from
right.
My lacrosse
Wicked,
stick
man.
At the window.
So yeah, so you do this.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for us.
It's a bold. That wasn't me.
How long has that been queued up for?
That was it. Yeah, Malinari. Oh, brilliant. So yeah, so we fling. So you fling this. It's a bold strategy. What you didn't take into consideration is that there is a line of kind of mesh, steel or some sort of metal in the window. So the window smashes with like an almighty crack,
Right.
Enough that you know it's definitely going to have bothered someone. So yeah, so that happens, and I apologise for anybody watching, and it's I don't know if these sounds come through to you guys as well, but yeah, just getting bombarded with random noises.
Somebody's got a lot of
Right.
a lot of earned coins to cash in. Yeah.
That one cost
Yeah.
2,000, so yes, you have.
So
Still not made a dent.
it makes an almighty smash. It doesn't pierce through enough. So,
Where's my towel?
Jonah is now asking where his towel is because he's heard this massive smash from where you guys are. He's not a bad boy. He's panicking. He doesn't know what's going on. It's not been damaged enough for you to get in. Is the main thing, that kind of metal lattice work that you know where you like see those old school ones that like they crack and stuff, but they don't cave.
It's got the wire. Well, yeah, I need the towel because Clifford has wet himself.
Yeah. So you take. Yeah.
These sounds do definitely come through on stream.
Good.
I'm not sorry.
So it's made a crack.
So it's shattered. Like so, it's made a massive shatter on the glass, but it hasn't punched the glass through. Yeah.
But not knocked it through. Right. Well, in for a cent, in for a dollar.
I mean, okay, so he's going to go for this.
Yeah. See.
But how do you guys feel knowing that it's the middle of the day and you're basically breaking and entering quite loudly?
This is my hot-tempered, reckless.
I've
All right.
full-on scarf it now. Upon hearing the first smash, I've done that typical teenage thing of knowing that I'm about to get into trouble and just gone, run, go.
I mean, Jonah is getting the bikes ready, expecting them to come running round. So he's put it back. He's put his chopper back into first gear.
All right.
Ready to pick up speed quick, and he's pushed on the pedals, expecting it all to go crazy.
Cowards!
So your friends have ditched you, Nog. What's going down?
I'm gonna have a quick look around to see if there's any Popo presence or otherwise. How are we looking? Has anyone started looking around to see what the noise is, or anyone come down the alleyway?
Popo presents, is that like potpourri? That was big in the 80s, right?
So, Right. So give me a grit roll, man. This is basically this is like testing your nerve, I'm gonna say, and like because you're still teenagers and you know you're not bad kids. 3. Yeah, man. So like so you're not sure, like you haven't seen anybody come down the alleyway, but now that you've done this and you've got that shit, I've done something wrong kind of feeling, every noise you're picking up is like hypersensitive for you to kind of hear. You know, if you hear grown-ups talking over the other side of the wall as they're going into their car and you're like, shit, everything's coming, you got that kind of, without wanting to jump onto Jonah's bandwagon, you've got that kind of conspiracy, they're all coming now vibe from it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the rock for 1 second and have that kind of moment where I don't know, maybe there's like a cat walking down that knocks something over.
Nice.
And then drop it and run.
Yeah, cool, man. All right. So Francis, I guess, comes running out to Jonah while all this has been happening to the Nog, and he's been processing this. Do you guys hang around for the Nog, or do you just leave him? Because you've probably got like a minute after, not too long, maybe 2 minutes.
Jonah absolutely does not hang around.
Well, so I guess
bike,
what does Francis say when he comes over to Jonah? Because you've heard all this. Francis has seen it. Does Francis just jump on his bike and pedal off?
I'm guessing, Jonah, you've heard this smash as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell Jonah that to get ready to ride off. We might need to make a quick getaway, but we've found Dustin's left shoe.
Okay, he says over his shoulder as he starts riding off, and is heading towards Audio Fields because it's a nice store to hide out in.
And I'm going to wait for the Nog. So sat on my bike, ready, and I've done that thing where I've got my pedals like half and half, so I'm just ready to push off.
Oh, you're keeping his bike up as well, right?
So yeah.
All right, wicked.
To make a quick getaway.
All right.
Keeping his bike up
Jonah,
so we can just jump on it and go.
You've told Francis where you're going.
Okay.
All right. So, the Nog, you appear out of the alleyway and kind of quickly, nimbly get on your bike as you see Jonah in the distance kind of just turn the corner as in true 80s style, you see him kind of coat flaring behind him and maybe the ear of the dog flapping. Yeah.
You see Clifford hanging on for dear life. Yeah.
I think you missed it. You see Brave Jonah just going on.
See a trailer piss.
Maybe like Kim Wilde or something playing in his head, or I don't know.
With the kids in America. Whoa. Can't get copy striked for that because my
you were singing "Take That" then, right?
Yeah. Never forget, man. Never forget.
So. You guys get on the bike, you start pedaling off. Are you following Jonah to Audio Fuels? Yeah? Alright, wicked.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So, I need you all to make me a flight roll, please. Now, this is partly for you guys to get, like, how quickly you get there, but also kind of how obvious you're being about peddling the fuck away from something that you've done wrong.
Yes. I got a 9.
I got a 5.
Okay.
I got a 7.
And I
You
chuck
can?
an adverse token on there as well to bump it up to a
Nice.
6.
Okay. Anyone else? We're all happy with our scores?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys pedal round. There's a few looks like, so Jonah, you're pretty sure like every adult knows that your friends have just smashed a window. Like everybody's looking at you, right? Why is everybody looking at you? Like, you're a Jones, but come on, man. This for you guys, I guess it's more uncomfortable for you, Francis, because you're that loner kind of kid. So you want to fade out and fade in the background. But with how quickly you've kind of pedaled to audio feels, people are kind of paying a bit more attention as you kind of weave past people and stuff. And the Nog, similar, like, so you kind of get there. There's nothing too much that kind of strikes out to you. I guess you're used to people calling your name and stuff like that. So from the sports thing, you're pretty well known. So there's nothing that jumps out to make you go, ooh, shit, Nobody's called you Bruce. So you guys make it to audio feels. Jonah, I'm going to say that you were waiting outside.
Yeah.
And you guys turn up. So you guys, when you guys get there, I guess you all meet up outside. Bikes chained up. Is there any conversation before you go in?
Nog, what was going on there?
So we found Dustin's shoe.
Yeah, Francis said something about that.
Yeah, we found it, and I thought I saw him inside, so I had to get in. So I tried to smash the window. Something went wrong, and then I think someone was coming, so we had to get out of there. But I think we've got to go back there at some point, maybe at night.
Yeah, maybe when not everybody's in town.
The red mist descended. We had to get Dustin out.
We've talked about that before. Nog, count to 10, and then decide upon your rash action.
Well, I got to 3, and the rock was already flying out of man across it. So.
Well, yeah, it's very strange that Dustin's shoe was there. Oh, I see it. It's one of his Oxfords. Yes, okay.
All right. So you guys are stood outside audio feels, and at the inside of the shop, you get the sound of this code that comes out, and it's only because you hear it so much. The previous 2 times, it's been really clear. And you've been trying to work it out that you hear it in the background. You burst into the shop and the sound is gone again, and there's kind of this music playing back over, kind of on a low vibe, and yeah, that's kind of how it goes through. Stevie's like, oh, hey kids, what's going on?
What was that sound I just played?
You mean the music?
The beeps.
Beep, man, I don't know. I think we got I got a whole new bunch of equipment in, and I think one of them isn't quite right. I've got to get round to doing some diagnostics on it, but come on in, have a look around. We got the records are over there. I think, yeah, hey, Jonah, that Madonna track that you wanted, it's on back order, man. We've been trying to get it in, but, she's going crazy right now.
Yes, I know, Stevie. Okay, well, let me know as soon as it comes in. I really, really want that picture disc. It's make me the talk of the town, obviously. Don't mind if I bring my poppy in and sort of inside Jonah's body warmer. Is the little head of Clifford sticking out.
As long as he doesn't piss on any of the equipment, I don't care, man. You look after him. You break it, you buy it.
Oh. Thank you, Stevie. Okay, not a problem, Stevie. Not a problem. Don't suppose you know anybody by the name of Cyrus, do you?
That name rings a bell, man. Why? Cyrus. Maybe it's an act. Let me think about it. Let me think about it for a minute.
New band. Okay, I'll just browse. Thank you, Stevie.
I'm gonna go and browse the records to see if there's anything that says
wicked. Okay.
Cyrus in there, maybe.
Francis and Jonah, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, gonna. Actually, I'll probably go. Stevie, do you want me to have a look at that new audio equipment you've got? Happy to lend a hand with that if you want. I can cast an eye over it.
How well? So, before we go further, this I guess. How often do you come? Do you come to Audiophiles quite a lot?
I think Jonah is happy to splash cash all over town. He spends money, so because he's got the wealthy, so he's got access to adult money. It's probably he will buy whatever the latest faddish thing is. So if that's spending money on the latest music, if it's spending money on the latest, probably like the most expensive audio video equipment, he's all over it.
So it's not quite that you've kind of you spend time with Stevie and you've done that. It's just that you could kind of go in and you buy whatever you want effectively.
Yeah.
I like to think that I come in and kind of talk and spend time rather than actually spending money. Tree is more of like a social outing, like a place to hang out.
So Francis, what about you?
I think so. I've been there before, but I just tend to loiter and look at the boomboxes longingly, hoping to one day own one. So I've been around before, so I'll head straight over to that corner where they are and just
wicked.
Playing with
them. So you kind of all in your separate corners. Stevie's like, Jonah, man. Normally I would say but this is like some of the top stuff I've got coming in, man. I don't know, it's expensive, dude. Like,
okay, yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, you just you take a moment. I'll let me finish off what I'm doing here, and I'll come back real quick, and I'll show you what I got, okay? And if you know what's going on, by all means.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Stevie.
So Stevie kind of goes off and he's behind the counter and he's doing stuff. He seems quite intent on kind of working through something behind the counter. You're not quite sure what from where you guys are. In this moment between Stevie coming back to you, I guess, Jonah, and his attention being elsewhere, do you guys do anything? Other than just kind of looking around for stuff. For anything that jumps out.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kind of looking for maybe listening out to see if that tone comes through again.
I'll be fussing Clifford.
Okay, cool.
Maybe giving him a little bit of a treat.
Okay. All right. So, the kind of the time passes. Francis, you're looking over some of the boom boxes and some of the stuff that's there, and you notice there's a new preamplifier in that's it's called the Name 32. It's NAIM 32. It's Name Audio. It's it looks kind of, I say, like 80s sleek, so it's kind of square with the black all around except for the white outline on the front panel with the Name Audio on it. So as I say, it's kind of on the little blurb that Stevie's written out. It's like it's a 250 power amp, You can use it to deliver impressive pumping sounds, you know, and kind of a bit of a blurb around it. But it's got quite it's $500, which is kind of, it's making you go, whew, okay, this is some serious high end stuff. And at that point, as you kind of go looking over some other stuff, Stevie's like, oh, so guys, come here, man. I'm going to show you this, okay? So this is the thing that you probably heard, Bruce. You know, you got it, like, I don't know what is going on with this thing. And he points to quite a small, another amplifier almost, like a small box. It's grey. It's got 3 dials on the front. And it's he's like, this thing, man, it's the Mission 1, and I got it as a test unit, and it is just all kinds of screwed up, man. I mean, I feel free to have a play around with it. It brings out some kooky sounds, you know, but you can't get this thing to amplify anything. And at that point, the door opens and an adult comes in to come and get some records or something from Stevie. So do you guys play around with this, or do you I guess do you go and listen to what the adults are talking about?
Something about Mission 1 strikes a chord from that note, was it? It didn't say for your first mission, was it?
I think this has got to be something of significance. The fact this is the thing
Alright.
pumping out.
So
Yeah.
What we've been hearing.
now you're looking at it. So the interesting thing is, now you're looking at it, you can see that at the front of this, it doesn't actually say Mission 1 on the front. It's got the 3 dials to the left. It's this grey cylinder, this grey box like a normal amplifier. But on the bottom right, next to the power, it says Cyrus 1.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Definitely going to fiddle
So,
with this.
give me... what can we get? I want like a spot hidden or something. Like, let's say... Oh, fuck it. Do you know what? Let's just tell you. How's about that? Because I can't. So, you spend a bit of time, you guys are kind of spending a bit of time looking around this. The dials for you go from 1 to 9. They're all the same except for the first one, for some reason, has the 3 printed twice. Do you guys do anything with it? What do you do?
I'm going to leave it to Jonah to kind of fiddle.
Yeah, right, okay. So there was some stuff to check out first, which was what was in the message that we got. I just need to bring up that picture again. Is that it? This is a simple test. You need all your tools from all your sources if you want to help. Your next message will be with Cyrus in audio fields. But, okay, so... will I be able to use a brains roll to translate the Latin that's around the symbol, the thing on the bottom? Ad Imperium SA regime?
Oh, on the bottom of the letter. Yeah. Give me a brains.
Okay.
All right.
That's a 2 on a D20 as well. Fuck.
Okay. So you yeah, let's give. So yeah, so it takes a while. I guess with a 2, what I could say is you can spend your time working this out, and you won't
Yeah.
the kind of the things that you pick up what can we say you pick up with the 2? So I guess Regim, is king because you feel kingly, and you know that's something that you can get.
Yep.
That you pick up quite easily.
Add is 2, I think, as in to go
yes,
to.
yeah,
to move
and
towards.
so Imperium, as like a government, or I guess a version of government, so command or something like that.
Yep.
But this so your time's kind of dwindling
Yeah.
as to what you've got with this now.
So there was also the trifold thing, wasn't there? The threefold bit, and there's a double
so
number 3.
you've so from the intro letter.
On dial number 1.
Yeah. So the intro letter said, "Remember the threefold law."
We know they're into ciphers. Yeah.
Okay. So, does anybody do anything? Do you pick it up? What is there anything that are you changing the dials? Are you just looking at it?
What numbers of the dials
So
currently
they're
set to then?
currently set to the 3, or one of the 3s. So you've got 3, 1, and the last one is set to a 9. So okay. So that's what the sorry.
I mean, yeah. No, I was going to say I would look at it, but I'm still
Okay.
puzzling over this Latin.
So I mean, the Latin thing, you guys. So you have these letters and things now, so you can spend some time with that,
Yeah.
and we can, take it as like a planned action instead over the course of the rest of this session,
Yeah.
and you'll get it. Right now, obviously, so kind of Stevie's finishing up. You hear the till ring. And you guys so far have registered what the numbers are, and that's kind of about it, other than it being called Cyrus 1. You see there's a couple of others there, or there's a couple of other boxes that say mission on them, but nothing else, and they're all underneath this stack.
I'm gonna start twisting dials.
You're gonna start twisting dials, cool. Yeah, so you start changing them around, and
Yep.
you spend a bit of time, and nothing really twigs, and you flick the power switch a few times, and the power doesn't come on with it either, which is odd. In fact, actually,
So
you're taller than the other guys. So, Dog, you notice, like, as you're stood over this,
Yeah.
you're kind of you're twisting. I'm assuming you're not quite bending down to look at them. You're kind of stood up and just deciding you're just going to kind of twist them to see if anything happens. The back panel, where it's got some wires coming into it, the back panel is loose. Not all the way out, but you can see at the top it's definitely loose, like it's kind of either it's been opened or it's loose for it to be opened.
I'll have a quick look around to see if Stevie could see what I'm doing.
Nog smash.
No, not even smash. Nog, gently
Okay.
pry.
Are you telling the guys? So Stevie's starting to walk over to your way now. Everything's wrapped up.
I'm not going to tell the guys. I'm just going to do it.
So you could have got them to interject Stevie, and you could have had more time. But we're going with this. I like it. So Stevie's like I say, Stevie's kind of going. So guys, what do you think? Huh? This is some nice equipment, right? I don't know if it's going to sell here in Claraburg, but man, you can't turn down this kind of offer. What do you do, Nog?
Yeah, Stevie. Where did you get this from then? Is this a Taiwan import or?
Yeah.
I've got my back to him, so I can kind of still
All right.
block what I'm doing from his vision.
So give me. I'm gonna say. Give me charm or brains. So brains is like you're trying to be careful with it and not make a loads of noise and stuff, and actually kind of take it apart. Whereas charm is you're just trying to be stealthy to kind of force your hand in without him noticing that you're doing anything to it. Okay.
Charm is
All right.
the better of the two, so I'll go charm.
Okay. Cool.
4.
So yeah, so you kind of you're looking over and Stevie's going like, oh, Taiwan, you know I don't get the stuff from Taiwan, Jonah. Come on now. This is 100% pure American, I can tell you. We have the best audio in audio fields. And hey, Bruce, what? You know, last time you didn't work so well with wires, man. Come on, what are you doing? And as he's walking over towards you, and he kind of sees that you're behind it doing stuff, you force your hand in, and kind of between the gap. So you've kind of bent the metal plate out now where your hand is, but you. As you're feeling around, you feel a bunch of wires, and just before you think you're at that point where you need to pull your hand out and act kind of all coy and you've not done anything, your hand brushes against what feels like a paper or something that's kind of folded and card, maybe something that definitely shouldn't be in an amplifier unit. Give me. What do you think? What do you guys think? Give me so. Yeah, because
Grit?
So what it is you've got to keep calm, and
calm.
you've got to be able to kind of grab onto it. So yeah, grit works for me. I like that.
With Stevie
8.
bearing down on him.
8.
Wicked, man. So yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, Stevie's kind of, I'm gonna say like 10 feet away, and he's like, hey kids, come on, like I just said, this is a lot of money. That name, that's like $500, man. Don't go for it. And you just feel those 2 fingers grab hold of this paper, and you kind of pull it lodges free, and you kind of whip your hand out, put your hand in your pocket again, and yeah, you've grabbed whatever it was that was inside. You haven't looked at it yet, but it's there.
Nice one, Nog.
So yeah, Stevie comes over and he's like, oh hey man, who bent the back plate? Was that what you were doing?
Oh, I was just looking at that. No, I was trying to fix it. It was like that when I found it. I was just looking to see what was going on.
Man,
These Taiwanese imports.
well done, Nog. And he's like, oh man, I've just said it's not a Taiwan import. Look, god damn it. And he pulls them, kind of detaches the wires, and he's kind of looking at it. He's like, oh, I think I can just bend it back, and you know, this is so frustrating, man. And he's kind of lost interest in you guys again. His kind of focus has been taken to this thing. Do you guys do anything else while you're here?
I'm going to make a face to the guys to hint that something's happened that I need to make them aware of.
So, nice.
Yeah, the only other thing I was thinking of doing was buying one of the mission ones, but that can wait till another time. If Steve is distracted, I think it's the perfect time.
The name
$500.
The name 30. The name 25s were $500. The mission ones are 200, which is still a fair amount of cash, man.
I'm sure. Yeah. This is the Jones family. I'm sure we've got it covered. That was the only, but I don't think there's a requirement to buy that just yet. I think Stevie's attention is well and truly elsewhere. And it's
That's
probably
$500 in today's money.
So, all right.
You remember cycling me out of the house, right?
I know, but I'm more thinking, would you just have that cash on you?
As with the wealthy trait, I have the cash available to an adult.
I would have thought you would have just walked in and gone and put it on my tab.
Yeah.
And my dad will come and pay for it at a later date type thing.
Store credit.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So I mean, you can say to Stevie that you're going to come back for one of them. Cool. And he's like, oh,
so.
Yeah, sure, man. I'll put one in the back, and kind of walks off as he's kind of, pushing back down on this plate. And Stevie's kind of a kind of skinny, quite tall, probably similar height to the Nog, I guess, because you said you were 6'2", right? 6'2", 6'3". He's a little bit like that, actually. Probably a slightly longer hair. Not quite like full hippie, but kind of that way. So he disappears off into the back, and a couple of minutes and he'll come back out. Not that you have to do anything, but yeah.
Just before he goes off in the back, can I ask him whether he's seen the other two at all today?
Oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
He's like,
whether they came in this morning or not.
No, I don't think so, man. Geraldine, Geraldine is here. Dustin's not usually one for this place. He's usually in the bookstore. Man, you would not catch me around there, I can tell you that. She scares me. I'm just being honest. She scares me. That Lois Sanderson. You guys have been there, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I've had occasion to go there for some methods material. She can be a little abrasive.
I don't even know how Bob copes, every time. Time to go, Bob! Time to go, Bob! I can fit... It's like nails on a blackboard, man.
It's your finely tuned instruments there, Stevie. That's what it is.
Okay, so no Dustin. And you say you've not seen Geraldine this morning either? Because I know she likes to come around here a lot.
We've still got her records. In fact, that's a good point. Hey, Jonah, you want to take these records for Geraldine? You can pay for them now, man.
Yes, okay, I'm happy to do that, I guess, always bailing her out. Go on then, Stevie, bring her latest, what is it, New Romantics this time from abroad?
New Romantics. Let's have a think. What
Audio
can we
books.
have? Ooh. Some good vinyl from 1984. She's actually
Thompson Twins.
Van Halen.
Doctor. Van Halen. Ooh.
No, make it.
Okay. Well,
Prince.
she's got both, right? Cool. There you go.
Yeah. It's a pile. Yeah, it's more than one.
So yeah, so that's what you've got. You've got together. So you've got those.
And Cameo as well.
Very good. Nice eclectic mix. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So you grab those three. He's like, I don't know, man. Maybe she just doesn't want to hang around with you guys anymore,
No, I don't.
All right,
think
man.
that's the
Well,
case.
hey, you need anything else, you know where to find me, okay?
Thanks, Stevie.
Cool.
And slink out the
Wicked.
store.
Yes.
Okay.
So, guys, I don't know if you saw through my incredible deception, but there's something lodged in the back of the machine.
I thought, can you smell toast at all? I was a bit worried for you. You seem to be having a bit of a seizure.
So I'll pull out the
Okay.
piece of cardboard and unfold it,
Oh.
and we'll look at it all together at the
Nice.
same time.
Very good. Okay, so you guys will have that sent through to you. I'm also going to put it up on the stream.
Oh.
Nice.
All right. So, is one of you guys going to read it out? Or do you want me to read it out?
I can go for it.
I can't read.
Well done. I'm sorry for the short amount of time we have. Help is needed. The key date can be found in 1984. Make Winston and Julia proud. KG.
Is that
The book.
maybe?
Yeah. Gotta head to
Library.
Lois and Bob.
All right. So that's the thing that you've got there. I'm gonna say you guys have kind of got to like 2-ish now. So what's next? What's your plan? Clifford is grumbling a little bit, like he's a bit bored and he wants food and he's kind of gnawing at stuff and just generally being a little dog.
Yeah, I mean, I will go. I think we should head back to the den, so that we can settle Clifford a little. But yes, maybe we should check out the bookstore if we have time later. That certainly seems like a good place. If Dustin's been there.
How far is Dustin's house from the from Chunky's?
Probably a similar kind of distance to you all, right? So kind of like a 5-10 minute ride.
And for all those with young children, that sounded very much like Justin's house. So when we get there, does he go, hello?
This has absolutely no relevance to me whatsoever. I think I'm the only one as well that is just throwing a blank of like, I don't understand.
Joe's definitely heard that.
Oh, Little Monster, the robot. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yay!
Oh,
Is it
God.
Robbie the robot as well, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to sing the "Who's at the Door" song then. Anyway, can we swing by Dustin's before
Dustin's
we go
house.
back to Chonky's just to see whether he's still at home? Because obviously we've got his shoe now, and I'm starting
Yeah,
to get a little bit
sure.
worried.
So you're gonna go over to Dustin. So we'll say that you guys kind of head over there. what's the plan? Are you going to just knock on the door and be like, I found Dustin's shoe?
Maybe
Okay.
just to
See
see
whether
if
he's
he's
in.
home. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So, so yeah. So you get there, and can anybody remember Dustin's surname? Was it Myers?
Myers.
There you go. Good. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Very good, Joe.
is this your terrifying program?
Yeah, but
Yep.
unfortunately,
What's
Justin
his
is hidden
Robert the
by Joe's
Robot?
head.
That's good.
This is.
No,
No
no more. Let's
I
not
can't
get done
remember
for
her name.
copyright because you're showing up
Is he-
random people. Come on now. I don't know who you're pointing at. Which, okay.
This is
So,
Justin.
so yeah, so you get there and knock on the door, and Mrs. Myers answers, and she's like, "Oh, hey kids, Dustin's already out. He went out this morning. You know, he said something about he thinks he can solve the key. You know, I just assumed it was some, you know, another one of your crazy kids' antics."
Oh, thank you, Mr. Myers. No, we must have just missed him. If he comes back, he can. If you just let him know, he can maze us on the radio. Call sign hashtag. But he knows all that. Yes, tell him to radio us as soon as he gets home.
No
if you
problem,
could, that'd be
Jonah.
lovely.
It's always nice to see his friends.
Very good. Don't suppose you have a glass of water? do you?
Sure. Just yeah, okay. And weirdly, she doesn't let you guys in, right? She just shuts the door and kind of disappears and kind of comes back, and then with a glass of water, and she's like, "Here you go."
Thank you very much, ma'am. That's well, Francis, why don't you give us the rating on this water? I believe that is your job after all.
Just remembered why you said that. Yeah. Took a while.
No, I don't normally rate the water. I just fetch it for him.
Okay. Are you not going to drink from it? Are you not
Nope.
thirsty?
Nope.
All that cycling?
Nope.
Well,
I don't want any of the water.
Well, I'm feeling hydrated,
Alright.
that's for sure.
She weirds me out.
Thank you very much.
That's not a
Thank you very much,
problem,
Mrs.
Jonah.
Myers.
You boys have a good day now. Cool.
Bye.
That's that. So you drop that off, and yeah. So Dustin's not around, although he was there this morning.
Oh, we didn't ask if you had two shoes on.
I mean, we probably don't want to cause alarm.
It's a fairly normal question, I would have thought.
We're kids. We want to solve this. We don't want the fuzz to come in. He's our friend.
Okay. So you guys head back to Chonky's. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I go and check to see if the keypad is still?
You can,
Sticky?
yeah. So you get there, and it kind of is. I mean, it's obviously being in the fridge. It's kind of solidifying a little bit again, but it's not been disturbed, or not from what you can see.
Okay.
I try the key code
On the
1984.
the keypad. Yeah, absolutely. So you pop
Yeah.
it in. It's like doot 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 doot, and then it just goes, "Brrrr," and that's it. And it kind of flashes. They all flash for a second, and then it goes back to the keypad.
Can I try
Yeah.
3193.
Boop, 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 boop. Bah.
3319.
Just do this the entire
Okay.
game until we get it right.
Okay,
Don't
so
do the sound
we're going to
effects.
start at 111.
Thanks for watching, guys, and this is the death of everything. Then. Yeah.
Twitch.
No, we're just brute forcing it.
So you guys all gather around and you start to go through this as you hear.
Did anyone catch it?
I got the first two lines, and then it goes a bit funny. Oh, it's like
You.
dot dash dot.
Are you? 2, 3, 4.
Right. It's
The last one is either a 1 or a 9. So the last two digits are the same. And depending on whether they're dots or dashes, it either starts with a 3 or an 8 and ends in 2 1s or 9s. It was
Let's
the
go,
middle
let's
one
try
that I
it.
didn't quite catch.
Well, that's easy because there's only 10 digits we can get wrong.
No, the first one's 3, isn't it? So it starts 3 dots, 2 dashes. I definitely got that. There's definitely 3 dots, 2 dashes, which could either be numbers or they could be letters.
Can't see any letters on here.
Okay,
I'm going to feed Clifford.
so you feed Clifford some more turkey Twizzlers. Nice.
Oh yeah, he loves them. Because I'd left one out to defrost, so it's nice and chewable
Yeah.
for him instead
Yeah,
of the
that
crunchy
makes
one he
sense.
had
Okay,
this
cool.
morning.
Nice and gently warm.
Wonder if it's 3911.
Guess there's a
I
good
mean,
way
it's
to
safe
find
to
out.
say that your ice cream that you've put on this keypad is well and truly smudged.
Brilliant.
You're gonna have to re-cream the keys.
Okay, so you guys have gone back. Is this what you're doing now? You're
was
trying to
innocent.
work out the Morse code to go to to go with this keypad, assuming that these are the two things that go together. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I think the key can be found in 1984. It's a book. It's the George Orwell 1984. So we need to follow the next logical clue. I think it might be two separate things going
Well, yeah.
on here.
So okay. So what do you mean, Jonah? From that, so the key can be found in 1984. You said refers to the book. So do you mean to follow that, or do you mean to
Yeah.
do the Morse code and do whatever's from the Morse code? Follow the book. Okay.
I mean to follow the
So
book.
what about the rest of you guys? What's the deal?
In the Morse code. Well, Francis, are you going to try the codes that you think you've worked out?
His headset's gone. Either
He's
that
gone
or he's
quiet.
listening
Yeah.
to it again.
Oh.
And
Uh,
we still can't hear you.
no.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, I can now. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Whee,
Yeah,
I'm back.
okay.
Headset just went on me again. Yes, I think
Okay.
I'll still try the
Ooh,
Morse code
split
for now.
party.
So yes, if you could try the
Yay, that's not going to go wrong. So, pretty sure Winston's the main character in 1984 as well. Just sort of make Winston and Julia proud. So it's like going against the establishment in 1984.
Very good.
Well, I mean, if we're just trying the codes and the thing, that shouldn't take too long. Because didn't you say that you've got a couple that you think it might be? You could bang those out now when we're
Yeah.
still here as a group,
Okay.
and then
Okay. So what's the first one?
So I think 3911. So the first one's definitely a 3. So then the last 2 digits might be 2 9s. So 3199.
Oh, he let the tension build then.
Let me have a look. Damn. Oh, no, okay, so I'm not sure now then. I need to hear it again.
Okay, well, I've grown bored, so I'm gonna jump on. Well, whenever Jonah's going to the bookstore, I'll come with you.
Cool.
So we've split. So you've got Nog and Jonah going there. Francis is staying with the ham radio, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I will point out to Francis that we're leaving Clifford in his care. So he'll need to feed and water Clifford this time instead of ignoring him.
Get him some more turkey twizzlers.
All right, cool. So you guys get ready to leave, and yeah, you all head off, and you make steady way through the roads off towards the Sanderson bookstore. So you guys head over, and you get to the Sanderson bookstore. So, kind of as the as you guys know in character, so Bob is quite a large chap. So he's tall, broad, and if you met him and you didn't know him, you'd probably think he looks quite intimidating. Having seen the way that his wife speaks to him, he's not, and he's very submissive to his wife, as well. Lois, on the other hand, she's very diminutive, very small in frame, but she has that they say aggressive personality, but she definitely commands a room. She's there. I mean, it doesn't help that she has a voice like this now.
Oh, we're so going to talk to her all the time.
It's already killing me.
Well,
time to go, Bob.
It's going to be a long ride.
All I can think every time I've said that as well is just Mike Wazowski.
She got the glasses.
So yeah. So you guys, you head into the bookstore. I'm gonna say that it's it's a planned action for you to find 1984. I assume that's what you're going there for to get. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that when we find it, if we just give it a shake, something's going to fall out, because it says it can be found in 1984.
That's very true. So, okay. So yeah, it takes, between the two of you, it takes probably 5-10 minutes for you to get to that point where you found it on the shelves, and there's 3 copies left. Or there's 3 copies in store. And you go through them and you shake them, and the first one, just nothing happens, and you flick through it, and it's just the book. The second one, You go through, and as you shake it, you do hear something, and it does look like the book, but as you open it up, you can see that the pages in it have been cut into the shape of a key, and wedged inside is this key that's kind of moving just ever so slightly to cause this slight thud. Make me a I'm gonna say a flight check, and it's not so much for you guys to go. Yeah, right.
It's more deck
I mean,
space.
essentially, you both need to be able to kind of keep out the way of Bob or Lois. You kind of, as you've come in, I guess Bob's going to be like, Mo, hey kids, so what can we do for you today? And you've kind of gone, 1984. He's told you we're in the back. But after a little while, you know, you can hear Bob and Lois chatting away, and it goes quiet for a bit, and then you hear the voice of Lois, and she's like, "Hey kids!" This is already killing me. Oh, hey kids! If you wreck any of these books, we're gonna have to make you buy them, and we're gonna tell your parents.
At that, with my roll of a
Amazing.
2 for flight, I will have
got a 15.
I will have thrown that
Okay,
copy. I'll have
wicked.
pushed that into Nog's
So
hands.
you've forced that into the dog's hands, and you've kind of quite deftly dealt with it. And I'm gonna say, rather than just take the key out and put the book back, you've taken the whole book, man. You've done it smoothly, so it's not like you kind of like gone as you put it away. But yeah, you've got the whole thing, and you kind of. With that roll as well, I'm going to say you kind of move the shelf back together, so it doesn't look like at first glance there's anything wrong there's anything missing. Cool. So yeah, so you deal with that. We're going to leave you guys there and go back to Francis. And Francis, you've heard this now a couple more times. What are you up to? What's your next code you're going to try?
You're coming back to the same codes. That's my problem.
It does start with 3 and a 1.
I've got 3199, but we've tried that already, and it's not having it. So I assume it is just numbers on this keypad, wasn't it?
We're
Weren't
just
letters
numbers
as
on
well,
this
were they?
keypad. Yep, 1 to 9, and a 0. So.
Okay.
I mean, we're also assuming that this has something to do with the keypad. It could be totally different.
Yeah, I know.
Especially as we've also got a key now, but no lock, as far as I'm aware.
So we've got a key. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know that we've got a key.
Yeah.
So while Francis is deciding what he's doing and what he's going to try next, guys, what is your plan? Do you?
I think we've got what we needed from the bookstore, which was the
Just
next
get out of there.
the next clue. It's then back to familiar territory where we can have some
Thinking time.
Okay.
yeah. Or as the Nog calls it, thonking time.
Thonking time, very good. Okay, so yeah, so you guys head back. I guess during that time, what, if anything, do you put in, Francis?
Go, Francis.
I know. I'm stuck on it.
Just start hammering random numbers.
We
Yeah.
know the first two had 3 and a 1. I'm pretty
We
confident
don't know.
on that.
This is the thing. We don't
Yeah.
know that.
That Morse code, it's a 3 and a
Yeah.
1.
Yes. So I'm just going to go for the 3 and the 1, and then I'm going to try 0,
3109.
Yes.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off
Okay.
for him.
Okay, so you guys are heading back. Francis has got, I'm going to say, one more try before you guys get back to Chonky's.
So with me having heard it so many times now, can I have scribbled it down on a sheet of paper so I have it in front of me, so I can then try and figure out what it is?
Potentially.
Yeah, that's 3199 if it's Morse code, according to this. Anyway.
According to this being Francis's brain, right?
One.
No, you see, I think that's 6. I think the second digit's 6.
Oh.
I think it's dash and then 3 dots.
No, it's 4. So if that one is a 6, okay, so we're going to try this then.
Yeah, so dash and 4 dots. Yeah.
So if it's a dash and 4, so if you're saying that's a dash and 4 dots, we're going to go for 8611 and do the reverse of that because. That's the way I wrote that down. Or did I write that down wrong? I don't know.
Where have you got A611 from?
Because if the second one is a dash and then 4 dots.
No, that's the third one. So the first one is 3 dots, 2 dashes. Then it's 1 dot, 4 dashes.
Right, and then that's
1 dash, 4 dots. And then I think it's 1 dash, 3 dots. But I'm not sure on the very last one.
It's thrilling stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Just 1 dash, 3 dots.
So while you
isn't
guys
the
are
number.
working, this
Yeah,
out,
that's what I'm saying,
you
so-
all get back together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys, you can tell him that you've got a key.
Yep. So how big a key is it? Is it like a Yale key? Is it like a traditional lock and tumbler key? Is it an archaic
So
key?
it's kind
Is
of
it a
Yale,
modern key?
I guess, of the era. It looks slightly bigger than a normal Yale key, but it's that kind of style.
Okay.
Does it look like it would fit a lock at a billiard?
Potentially, man. I mean, like, some of those doors, they look like they've got that kind of Yale lock to them.
Or first off, does it fit the lock that was on the freezer?
So you go to
Oh, yeah.
put that in, and it gets halfway through, but then it jams and it sticks. So it doesn't fit there.
Okay. That's definitely that one ticked off then. Okay, so the other bit is help is needed. The key can be found. So we've got the key. Make Winston and Julia proud. So, memory of 1984. Winston and Julia meet up at the end. I think. Don't they escape Big Brother?
Not sure what version of 1984 you've read, but.
Yeah, I don't recall it being a happy birthday. Make them proud, so I guess it's going to be.
Right.
All right. So, Francis, while you guys are deciding that, give me your most recent thoughts then. So, what have you got? You've said you've got a 3, which is 3 dots and 2 dashes.
Yes. And then after
Yeah.
that, I think I've got a 1.
Yeah.
Which is 1 dot, 4 dashes. And then I've got, I think it's 2 nines. 4 dashes, 1 dot, and then 4 dashes, 1 dot. But I might be right. Oh no, they're dots, not dashes. Okay then, so it'd be 3. Instead of a 1, will that be a 6? So would it be 3, 6, 1, 1? I don't know. I've got this wrapped around my head now. You know, I've heard it so many times that I can't work out.
Yeah.
So I've got a question. Is there a cafe in
Yeah, there is.
Claraburg? What name is the cafe?
Good question. I don't think I've given it a name. Okay.
Okay. No, forget that then. You don't need to. It's not Chestnut Tree. So the only other thing in Big Brother is Room 101. Sorry, in 1984.
But it's making them proud, and it's kind of thinking like, what?
Just can't. It melts my brain, that second end, that last bit of it.
3166 then, because the last one is dash dot 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 twice. So it's definitely a double 6, and if it's not a double 6, then it's a double 9. If I've got the dash.
So what? So you're trying 3166. Okay. So
Yes.
you put 3166 in, and you hear a hiss as the hatch releases and slightly just pops ever so slightly up. So you lift it up, and below there is a long winding kind of ladders that take you down. And as you get down to the ground, you turn, and there is a door, and the door on it says CBC 112, and there is a lock on the door.
Go for it, Nog. You have the key.
All right.
I'm gonna jam that key in.
So you go to put the key in the lock, and the key fits. You turn the key and open the door, and as you open the door, the light starts to flicker on, and now you're getting a bit of a look around of what's here. It's definitely man-made. This, you know, it's been kind of almost like poured concrete. It's really smooth on the way down, and a similar kind of concrete floor that's been polished, and there's a flickering on, and as the lights flicker on, you see, as your eyes begin to adjust to like the frame of a person stood in front of you, and that's where we're going to leave it there for this week.
Hey!
All right.
Thank you very much, Bushy. That was evil.
Man,
That
you
Morse
guys
code.
got that it was Morse code straight away, and
Yes,
then
around my head.
you said 3199 so often that I was then going, fuck, have I done this wrong? Like,
It was the changeover from the
Yeah.
1 to the 6s that sounded like 9s. So in my head,
Yeah.
they flipped over from dashes to dots.
It is really
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
That last
yeah.
bit, 'cause it's just like.
so yeah.
very good.
Yeah,
Repeated
thank
it.
you for everyone that watched us. Thank you very much, you guys, for entertaining me and letting me give you all these random puzzles and nonsense that comes up in my head. Yeah, finally, I guess. So, for us, from a gaming side, this Saturday we've got another game with Black Acid Studios. So come along and check that out. Myself and Gary are in that.
Yay.
Sunday we've got D&D coming back. And then I believe Monday is the Waffle Mania. Okay.
It is the main event. Woohoo! Tune in to find out what's in store for all the people.
All right,
that
wicked.
qualified.
So that's what's coming up for us, and then back to Wednesday, I think, for Kids on Bikes. So that may have to change because if we get Danny back, I know there's some bits coming up, but we'll let you all know. Finally, thank you very much, Clueless Fate, for the follow. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
So we've got all those. Finally, so to go through things, tabletop audio. Seriously, anybody that plays tabletop role-playing games, go check them out. There's loads of different sounds and stuff on there and soundboards. It's really cool. It's all free. You could go with them on Patreon as well. So yeah.
The audio's been spot on tonight.
And then to our sponsors. So in reverse order this time from when we started, we have got Monkey's
Oh, I
Emporium.
forgot to cheer.
So go check them out for your retro toys and your games. Johnny's amazing. He plays D&D with us on the Sunday. He does all sorts of random stuff. And yeah, there's loads of deals to be had. To Lost Boys Pizza. They deliver nationally now in the UK. So if you want a black charcoal based pizza that reminds you of, I don't know, chilling with Nosferatu, or you just really gluten-free available, or you just really like Lost Boys the film, like what's better than to have some Lost Boys pizza whilst watching Lost Boys? And finally, last but not least, is Shake Glass Games.
Yay!
Yay.
So if you're in the East Midlands, go check them out. They're in Ilkeston. I even said that right just for you, Ross. Normally it's Ilson in my head, so it's
Ilson.
but yeah,
Yay,
so
good old Ilson.
RPGs, like card games.
They are serving Bush's craving for alternate art books for D&D at the moment.
So anything of the alternates, because it makes the money, man. That's, you know. So when I have no more friends and I have to sell all these books, I'm gonna get money back for them.
Keep throwing Morse code out.
So yeah. So thank you very much, and finally, to you guys, thank you very much again for entertaining me for the evening. It's much appreciated. Wicked.
Thank you, Bushy. It was brilliant.
See everyone Saturday. We'll try and host it on the channel properly. It will be hosted, but yeah, technical gubbins. Big loves. Mwah.
Brilliant.